G'day guys and welcome back. Before I begin, I just want to say that for the past several, probably months, I've been suggesting that you join the Discord server, and I've been wondering why people haven't been joining. As it turns out, I'm a bit of an idiot, and I've put the address wrong in the description. I have now remedied this and it is now correct, so feel free to join the Discord server and just come and have a chat. In the video today, we're going to be looking at, well, you'll see. He's different. He has gone to prove that the Earth is flat by using a spirit level. And for those of you that don't know what a spirit level is, it's used in construction. It's where you've got about a meter long piece of metal. It's got the little bar in the middle that's got a bubble in it, so you know when something's level. Yeah, one of them. Anyway, this is going to be a fun one. Enjoy.
We're talking about the dimensions of the Earth.
Okay.
What is our reality is the question.
Well, that's not really a
So
question.
it's an objective question.
Oh, well, yeah, I
Purely
guess.
objective.
I
It
wouldn't.
has to be. It's an objective question.
It's very pretty.
What's your claim? Can you offer up these substances that are part of your claim? And
Yes.
can you demonstrate it?
Yes.
You know that it has to be by way of demonstration.
Of course.
If it's true, if it is reality, you can demonstrate it.
Yes.
You cannot achieve that with the globular Earth.
What?
Because it is a mathematical concept supported by rhetorical gibberish and images on a TV screen.
Wow, I thought with the pauses he was giving, we would be able to get through this video with just simple responses to him, but mathematical gibberish and images on the TV screen. We have much more than that to prove the globular Earth. So, our claim has massive amounts of evidence supporting it. If it's not even really a claim, it's a fact. So, let's see what you have to show for it.
It's no scientific. It's a sophistry, a concept. But yet, you're willing to believe that your actual reality is some plastic toy that sits on the desk.
If you think that this is reality, that this plastic globe is what we think reality is, you couldn't be more wrong. We know the Earth is not a plastic ball sitting on a desk. But I am interested to see where you go with this. I will try to remain kind and not have name calling involved.
Appealing to your childlike intellect. Bodies of water do not take any form unless contained. They will fill the container, and the surface of a standing body of water will be a horizontal, level plane. Level meaning no deviation in the elevation from any given point that I start from.
I don't know where you're getting your information from, but you're showing the ocean. That does not look level at all. You've got waves which are not level, obviously. And I guess you could say that, in a way, the oceans are within a container. On a globe, Earth, the mountains, or the Earth, the continents, could be considered the borders, I guess. Not really, but if that's what you want to look at it. For example, this is a container. It has coffee in it, it's actual coffee. It remains level, right? You want to move it around. It kind of, I don't want to spill it, but because it's coffee, you don't spill coffee. That's blasphemy. But it will always remain perpendicular. The surface will always remain perpendicular to the center of the Earth. Now, what you're failing to understand is, yes, over a short distance, we can say straight down. And yes, it looks flat. But you put a lot of those flats together and they come all around. They are still perpendicular to the center of the Earth. Gravity pulls inwards, all around, and it holds everything. So that the oceans, they don't fall off. There is no top of the Earth. Alright, where I am sitting is the top of the world for me. I am essentially sitting on the very top. When you're sitting watching this, you are sitting on the top of the Earth from your point of view. Now, you could be on the other side of the Earth. So you're like, here. But you're still on top of the world. Everyone is on their own top of the Earth. So saying that the oceans should be flat between two edges is just wrong. Because then it would sink down like that. Even on a flat Earth, this is true. It would sink down. But it doesn't do that. We can see it as level, which must mean there is curvature. It's not that difficult to understand. I have a great image to show for this, which I will put in post because I forgot to add it into the file. And it shows perfectly what I'm explaining, which I probably should have put in the first place. But continue.
Any standing body of water will be level upon its surface based on what I can observe and what I test for myself in the natural world.
See, right there. What you can observe and test for yourself. Observation isn't everything. And it's the same with the Earth. Like, it is so massive compared to your size that it looks like, yes, it's flat. But it's not. It just looks that way. So, through observation, we can see one thing. But through testing, we know that it's not. And now we have photos and everything. I know you'll say they're CGI, but there are other ways to test. You're just not willing to accept the facts.
And that is valid. I am not going to throw that out because an image presented to me through a TV screen, or any other screen for that matter, contradicts that.
So you won't accept facts when they contradict your belief. Facts don't care about how you feel. Now, I'm not disputing whether you think it's true or not. To you, a flat earth is the truth. But it's not a fact. It's what you believe. And that's the problem with beliefs. that people are so rigid in them. They cannot change what their beliefs are. It interrupts their whole worldview, and that is what we have to get to begin with. We have to show the facts. And that's what we are doing. We are showing facts. Simply believing in something doesn't make it true. I'm sorry, it just doesn't.
But it does not have to get any more complicated than that. Where it gets complicated is where liars with concepts, religious doctrines start to come into the arena, the question. They start trying to sway people, make them doubt their own sanity.
No, we're not trying to get you to doubt your own sanity. Now, those people you just showed, Richard Dawkins, Neil deGrasse Tyson, Dr. Lawrence Krauss, pretty sure the last one was Bill Nye, the science guy. He's not really a scientist, but that's not neither here nor there. You're saying that there's a religion around science. Science is not a religion. It never has been. It never can be. It is based purely on fact. Facts don't require you to believe in them. They don't need anything from you. They're just facts. And the fact is, you just can't accept reality for what it is. I don't know why. I don't know why flat earthers seem to think that they are above everyone and have this inside information about the truth. What is the point in hiding the shape of the earth from people? Wouldn't that get more people onto your side? Into believing in this, whatever you guys believe, whether it be in a god that created this flat plane? Why would they need to hide it? It makes zero sense. You need to sit back and think about what you're saying. Try and analyze it. See if it makes sense to hide the shape of the planet. I mean, really. It's just ridiculous.
My use of language and imagery. You don't need to get dragged into any of that.
No, you don't.
The reason that that is done is a psychological control mechanism.
That would only be true if it was shown to everyone, everywhere. And it's simply not. How many people actually watch these lectures? Very few. They don't really care. They'd much rather watch whatever the latest reality TV show there is. They don't care about science. Very few people do care about science, and that is a problem.
You can't have flat spots on a sphere.
Technically, you can. And as I said before, what you observe, the size of the Earth is massive. You can't comprehend how big the Earth is. Another example of this, there is a star. You'll see what I mean. It used to be Canis Majoris. Doesn't really matter. This star, when placed next to our sun, you have the sun there. This star is so massive that next to our sun, it's a straight line. When our sun is this big, it is a straight line. And then as it zooms out, you see the curve. It's the same with you on Earth. You are so small in comparison to the size of the Earth that it looks flat. Not that it is flat. No one is hiding anything from you. there are thousands of resources out there. The example I showed earlier from flatearth.ws is a fantastic resource for you. It doesn't insult you by trying to explain it in a way to explain to a child. It explains it in a rational way so that you can understand properly what is actually going on. What is the mechanism behind everything? That's what science is. The mechanisms behind everything.
Impossibility. The claim that the Earth's a globe with rotund, bending bodies of water existing in a medium that is a vacuum with a pressurised gaseous environment adjacent to the vacuum with no solid membrane separating the two is absurd to practice.
It's absurd because you don't understand. You think a vacuum is something that sucks. When it comes to space being a vacuum, it simply means lack of anything. There is nothing there. As for the container that you mentioned of gases, there's a gradient where you've got the denser atmosphere and then it thins out as it goes up, thinner and thinner and thinner. And it is, I guess you could say it's contained within a container. It may be difficult for you to understand, but it is contained within the electromagnetic field of the Earth itself, as well as gravity holding it in place. That's a very, very simple explanation. The atmosphere itself extends out beyond the moon, which is 300,000 kilometers away. The atmosphere is huge as well. Now, with the atmosphere, think of it as like the water on the Earth. It too is pulled in by the gravity. It's always inwards, always down to the center, to the largest mass point possible, which is at the center of the Earth, which is probably, this will be fun to explain, a single iron atom. It's not quite, but to think of the entire planet being a single iron atom is just, I just find that amusing. Now, at this depth, the atoms are also under the influence of gravity and being crushed slower, like smaller than they normally would be. This creates more mass through, I'm not going to get into the quantum mechanics of it because you can't even understand that the Earth is a globe. You'll never understand quantum mechanics. So, let's move on.
Totally absurd. Lunacy. But yet you have swathes of people believing it. Why?
Because it's a fact. They're not believing in it. They know it's a fact. There's a difference between belief and knowledge. See, you might believe that this coffee is still hot because I'm drinking it. I know it's not hot. That's, see, difference between belief and knowledge. We know the Earth isn't flat, but you believe it is.
Coming from? Why are they gaslighting themselves to doubt their own experience of their reality? Systematic repetition through education, through media, through TV screens, newspapers, radio, passed on through generations, where it's repeated continually until it's accepted without question.
No, you see, that's where you're wrong. We do question. That's how we get the knowledge. And it's through questioning that we learn. You have just accepted the earth is flat. You haven't questioned. You haven't sat back and said, well, if the earth is flat, how do we have seasons? How do we have tides? How do we have anything? What is the point? Why would the earth be flat? Why would people be lying about it? Why would there be this big conspiracy? Maybe because it's not flat. I'm just saying.
Screaming and shouting, staring you in the face. So you then have to ask the question, okay, well, why then would people actively be denying it? What is their incentive? What are they invested in? Because it's certainly not for establishing what is objectively true, real world demonstrable fact. That's not their interest. Their interest is to maintain a cult belief, to perpetuate an agenda.
What agenda is that? You keep saying that they're pushing for something. What are they pushing for? What benefit is there? There's no monetary gain in it. They don't get any power out of it. I'm at a loss for words here.
But these people come with hubris, pomposity, false confidence, that false belief, because that's what it is, a false belief, an idiotic one. If you can get the human being to adopt a false foundation, the human being is blinded from the off.
Blinded to
So
what?
they can offer up anything, any delusions, any concepts, any narratives. And because of the bewildered state, human beings will grasp at them. Claiming they're on a delicate potato rock, zipping through the empty void with no rhyme or reason to it.
That scares you, doesn't it? That we have no reason for being. There is no meaning to life. That all around us is nothing but a hostile universe, and we are a tiny speck in it. Most people accept that freely and willingly and go about their lives. But you want to be special. You want your life to have meaning. I'm sorry, it just doesn't. One day, you will die and be forgotten. It's the way of things. It's just life.
And spiritually, you are dead.
Alright guys, that got a little bit dark at the end there. Sorry about that. Not sure if you knew that we were on a globe hurtling through a very hostile universe. I don't mean hostile as in aliens everywhere. I mean there is nowhere else in the universe that we know of where we can live. That's a pretty dark thought. Pretty scary thought. But that's just life. That's the way it is. I don't know why people like... Hell, I don't even know this guy's name. I don't know why they can't accept reality for what it really is. I don't understand the mind of a flat earther. That's pretty much why I started this channel. I don't want to be mean to these people. Not intentionally. I want them to understand how things really work. And to learn and to let go of this delusion that they've got. Just so that they can feel that little bit special. They need to know that they're not special. None of us are. I mean, except for me. I'm fantastic. You guys already know that. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed this extra long episode again. It's like 2 weeks in a row. That's some sort of record, I think. I'm not sure. I haven't really been keeping track. As always, a special thank you to Purple Haze, Pyramid Head, and Lisa for their support over on Patreon. You too can support over on Patreon if you like. You don't have to. I don't control you yet. But soon I will. Is it working? Is it working? I guess not. Until next time, friends, don't be a dick.